Welcome. Today we will be taking you through the demonstration of Payment Check Bot solution. As a part of this solution, bot will be executing steps displayed on the screen, downloading of underlying documents attached in emails, extracting fields like invoice date, amount and vendor name from the invoices using OCR, downloading the vendor ledger from SAP, validating the field values in ledger with the values in invoice, generating the final report with matched and mismatched entries. The report shall also list the invoice details given in ledger for which no physical copy of the invoice is available in the inbox. Before running the bot, let's have a quick check if all the prerequisites are set. As it can be seen, all the folders are empty prior to running the bot. Let us execute the bot now. As we can see at the bottom panel, bot is running. Bot access the IBM notes and download all the documents in the hot folder. The entire downloading process is running in the background. As we can see, bot has successfully downloaded all the underlying documents into an hot folder. These documents will automatically get processed in OCR tool, ABBYY FlexiCapture. Let's open Project Setup Station 1 of the component of ABBYY FlexiCapture to check if all the documents have been successfully imported. As we can see, currently the underlying documents are getting processed. ABBYY FlexiCapture is smart enough to classify and recognize the documents into different categories. For now, the underlying documents are the scanned invoices. Let's quickly look over the few of the invoices which have been processed already. As it can be seen, all the values from the invoices has been captured on the left-hand side of the panel. On the right-hand side we have the invoice. As we click on the block, fields will be highlighted in the invoice. For this process we are capturing vendor name, invoice number, invoice date, invoice amount, place of supply, base amount, CGST, SGST and integrated GST. Similarly, details have been captured for other invoices also. OCR will automatically export the processed batch into an Excel sheet. Excel sheet will have all the details which were captured from an invoices. Bot can then use this Excel sheet as an input to verify the information entered during the invoice booking in the vendor ledger. It will then launch the SAP application. It will then enter valid user credentials to log in. Bot will then enter the valid T-code to open appropriate screen from where vendor ledger report will be downloaded. It will enter the details in the required parameters which needs to be filled for downloading the report. It will enter the valid file name. Bot has completed the downloading part. Bot now validates each detail for an invoice from the OCR output with the vendor ledger. The entire process takes place in the back-end. An output report is generated in the end. Let us now analyze the results in the output report. The first sheet provides details of invoices from vendor ledger for which all the fields matched with the invoice. Column invoice number is common in both invoice copy and ledger. It has been used as the primary key for comparing the details. Let us take the first example in this sheet. We are highlighting the same invoice details in the OCR output generated for the physical invoice copy, using invoice number for identification. The same value for each field from the invoice can also be found in the output report, alongside its value in the ledger. As can be seen, for this case each field is a perfect match. The next sheet gives details of the invoices which have a mismatch in any of these fields. Let us take first case as an example. We shall first highlight the values which are extracted by the OCR tool from this invoice, which are the invoice number, date, vendor name, base amount, and the total amount. The same details are highlighted in the Excel output for the same invoice. Similar to the previous sheet, we can find the values from the invoice alongside the respective values in ledger. The bot has been trained to compare the invoice numbers or vendor name after removing special characters and spaces. Thus, for this case, the vendor name is a perfect match, even with different special characters in ledger and invoice. Invoice total amount in ledger is exceeding the amount in invoice. Same is the case with the base amount. The invoice date is a perfect match. Therefore, this is the case of mismatch, with mismatch fields listed in the last column as total and base amounts. The next sheet is providing us the details of all invoices in ledger, for which no physical invoice copy could be found in the email inbox. This brings us to the end of the demo. Thank you for your time.